In today's video, we are gonna be putting together an arm of the robot, and the process is similar for both the arms. So in the end, we are gonna be putting those arms on an aluminum frame like this. So once you have prepared all the 5010 and M6U12 actuators, we need to calibrate them before moving to this part, because while putting together the arm, you cannot just put those actuators in random joints and random locations. You need to attach all those actuators on specific locations in the arm in accordance to your calibration. This is the order you need to attach this in. Okay, so I have written the right orientation. By the way, there is a community Discord server where all of these details are have been shared. Once you're done with the calibration, we need to grab the first M6U12 actuator and we need to disassemble it like this. Then we need to bring in these 3D printed units and we need to place that actuator in those units like this. So first up, we are gonna place the bearing in that 3D printed part. After that, we are gonna take the gears assembly and we are gonna push it through in the actuator gears like this. Then we are gonna bring in this other 3D printed part and we are gonna place it on the opposite end like this. After that, we are gonna place a aluminum profile in the center of those parts and we are gonna fasten it in place using T-nuts and screws. So once the aluminum profile is locked in place, we need to bring in the other part of the actuator and we need to join the two. But before that, on top of the bearing, you need to attach the 3D printed ring like this. And once that's done, we can align the other part and we can put the actuator together. We're gonna use M3X60 screws to lock everything in place, and this is how it will look once everything is locked in place. Next up, we are gonna attach the next actuator over here. It's gonna be a 5010 actuator, so we need this part next and we are gonna try and align it over here to see if the holes line up. Yeah, for this part we need M3X20 screws, and they are not mentioned in the bill of materials, but we had some of them lying around in our lab and we're gonna use them to put this together. But I am gonna place these screws like this. Yep, so now once I have these screws in there, I am gonna align them with these 6 holes over here and I am gonna put them in. Yep, so once it is put together, we can rotate it like this. Okay, so now we are gonna attach the next actuator inside this frame. So it's gonna be a 5010 actuator. This is the next one in line. This is gonna be the next one in position on the arm. So we are gonna be putting this thing together. We have to disassemble this part for it. So yeah, we have this these two parts. Yep, this part, and we are gonna be inserting this part through this hole like this. Pick the bearing from here and I'm gonna attach this bearing over here like this. So these are M3X60 screws, so I'm gonna put them over here like this. So we have 4 M3X60 screws over here, and then we are gonna put it in this arm. So we are gonna grab this part now and we are gonna push it through from this side and we are gonna push it all the way through, so the gears are sitting in there. Yeah, and make sure this part is also snugged in tightly. Now I am gonna push these a bit back now. Yeah, once the bearing is in there, we need to also put this part, this cap or this lid on in there.
Yeah, while aligning the screws.
Yeah, so now we have aligned this as well and the bearings can be pushed through. now we are gonna proceed with joining the actuator, the two units of the actuator. Now I'm gonna grab this and I'm gonna try and align this. Yep, so now they are aligned and we need to screw everything together now. So I'm gonna bring in this tool once again and I'm gonna, now this actuator is sitting in their arm, but we are gonna need another tool for this. So we're gonna bring in this tool, and what we're gonna do with this is we are gonna attach it like this. So that's why the orientation in which you attach this motor controller is really important. You cannot tape it on top of this actuator in any random orientation. This is gonna sit like this. So there's a channel for this, so it's gonna sit like so on top of this motor controller, so you cannot have it in any random orientation you want to. Let's fasten these using these screws. So I'm gonna put these screws over here. So we need M3X30
30 ones because they need to
Yeah,
come out
so-
at the bottom and
Okay, so yeah, sorry for doing that off camera, and what I did exactly was I placed these nuts in there. We had to get them through on the opposite end over here, and we had to place these M3 nuts. So as you can see, these parts are all around this unit, and they are placed firmly in there using M3 nuts. You need to make sure these CAN bus wires are available, accessible from one side, and from the other side of the channel you have these power cables accessible. The next step is to grab these two components and align them this way. And once again, if you are building this robot and you're following this tutorial, you need for this step M3X20 screws, which are not mentioned in the bill of materials, so you need to be careful of this. And we are gonna use this to join this together over here. Yep, so just give me a second. So now this part has been attached, and you need to make sure it can rotate like this. Okay, now you can, yep, it's gonna be this one. So we are gonna need this one, and we are gonna put it on here like this. So I am gonna insert, I'm gonna grab a few of these and I'm gonna insert it over here, screws in there, and I'm gonna grab this one, and we are gonna align this on top over here, and then I'm gonna use this to put them in their place like this. So I'm gonna open up this now, and we need to disassemble it to put it in here. So once again, I'm gonna grab this part and I am gonna align these four holes. Okay, so I have attached this unit and the bearing on this side, on this end, and now we are gonna insert this unit from the opposite side like so. Okay, so this part is also done. We are gonna grab one more of this module and
just confirm if this is the one.
and we are gonna put it in there like this. And once we have aligned everything, we are gonna do the exact same thing we did with the last, same for this side. And the last step we are gonna do now to put this whole thing together is, once again we are gonna be using M3X20 screws, and we are gonna be adding these in there. So this is the last one we need to attach, and we are gonna attach it like this over here. So I am gonna align it like so. After that, it's pretty much ready. It's like ready to rock and roll. We had the other arm ready, and after that we made a really loose frame using aluminum profiles, and we attached both the arms onto that frame like this. This is what the final result looks like.